The night is quiet. The sky looks the same as it always has, dark, endless, familiar, and then something feels wrong. The moon is closer, not by much at first, just enough to unsettle those who notice. Astronomers hesitate. Instruments are recalibrated, calculations are repeated, but the numbers don't lie. The moon is falling, not orbiting, not drifting, falling toward Earth. And in that moment, everything humanity has ever known, every ocean tide, every calendar, every myth, every night sky, begins its final countdown. Because if the moon crashes into Earth, this is not just the end of civilization. It is the end of the world as a living planet. To understand what happens next, we must first understand one simple truth. The moon is not just a rock in the sky. It is massive, enormous. The moon is about 3474 kilometers wide, roughly 1/4 the diameter of Earth. Its mass is over 73 quintillion tons. And right now, it orbits Earth at an average distance of about 384,000 kilometers. That distance is everything. It keeps the moon in a delicate balance between falling toward Earth and missing it entirely. That balance is orbit, but in this scenario, something breaks that balance. Perhaps a passing rogue planet disturbs its orbit. Perhaps an unimaginable gravitational shift alters its path. The cause doesn't matter. What matters is this. The moon begins to spiral inward. Slowly at first, then faster, and once that begins, it cannot be stopped. Before we watch the end unfold, we need to understand what the moon actually does for Earth. Because without it, Earth is already a very different world. The moon stabilizes Earth's tilt. Without it, our planet would wobble chaotically over time, causing extreme climate swings. Ice ages, heat waves, planet-wide instability. The moon controls the tides. Its gravity pulls on Earth's oceans, creating the rhythmic rise and fall of seas. These tides are not just coastal events. They shape ecosystems, weather patterns, even ocean circulation. The moon slows Earth's rotation. Every day is slightly longer because of the moon's gravitational pull. In other words, the moon is not just nearby. It is deeply connected to the systems that make Earth livable. And now, that system is collapsing. At first, the changes are subtle. The moon appears slightly larger in the sky. Most people don't notice, but astronomers do. Then tides begin to behave strangely. Higher than usual, stronger, more violent. Coastal cities begin to flood, not occasionally, but repeatedly. Storm surges grow worse. Shorelines retreat. Within weeks, it becomes undeniable. The moon is closer, and it is getting closer every single day. As the moon moves inward, its gravitational pull increases dramatically. Tides become catastrophic. Instead of gentle rises and falls, oceans begin to surge with terrifying force. Walls of water sweep across coastlines. Entire regions are submerged. Cities like New York, Tokyo, and Mumbai vanish beneath relentless flooding. But the oceans are only the beginning. Earth itself begins to deform. The crust flexes under the moon's pull. Tectonic plates grind and shift. Earthquakes erupt across the globe, stronger and more frequent than anything in recorded history. Volcanoes awaken, one by one, then all at once. Ash fills the sky. Lava reshapes the land. The planet is no longer stable. It is under stress. Now the moon dominates the sky. It no longer rises and sets in the familiar way. It looms, huge, unnatural, terrifying. At this distance, it would appear dozens of times larger than it does today. Night is no longer dark. The moon reflects so much sunlight that it casts sharp shadows. The sky glows with an eerie, constant brightness. But beauty quickly turns into dread, because now fragments begin to fall. As the moon gets closer, it reaches a critical boundary known as the Roche limit. This is the point where Earth's gravity becomes stronger than the moon's own structural integrity. And when that happens, the moon begins to break apart. Not explode, not shatter instantly, but slowly, violently, it tears itself apart. Chunks of lunar rocks on the size of mountains drift free, then fall toward Earth. What follows is not one impact. It is thousands, millions. A rain of destruction unlike anything Earth has ever experienced. Each fragment enters the atmosphere at incredible speed. Friction turns them into fire. The sky burns. Some pieces are small, burning up before impact, but many are not. Massive rocks strike the surface with the force of nuclear weapons. Impact after impact, continents are scarred, oceans boil, shockwaves circle the planet. There is no safe place, no shelter, no escape. And then what remains of the moon arrives. The largest fragments, still immense, continue falling, until finally the core mass impacts Earth. The energy released is beyond comprehension. This is not like the asteroid that ended the dinosaurs. This is far worse. The collision releases energy equivalent to billions of nuclear bombs detonating at once. The crust melts. Oceans vaporize instantly. The atmosphere ignites. A shockwave travels through the planet itself, reshaping it from the inside out. Mountains collapse, continents fracture. Earth becomes a molten world. When the violence finally subsides, nothing remains as it was. There are no oceans, no continents, no life, just a glowing, partially molten sphere of rock surrounded by debris. Fragments of Earth and Moon orbit together, forming a temporary ring system. Over time, gravity will pull that debris back together. Perhaps forming a new moon, perhaps multiple smaller moons, but the Earth we knew is gone. In a way, yes. Scientists believe that billions of years ago something similar already happened. A Mars-sized object collided with early Earth. That impact was so powerful that it ejected material into orbit, material that eventually formed the moon. So the moon itself may be the result of a catastrophic collision, but what we've described here is the reverse. Instead of forming the moon destroys its parent planet. This scenario may sound impossible, and under normal circumstances, it is. The moon is actually moving away from Earth, slowly drifting outward by about 3.8 centimeters per year. Not inward, but the universe is vast, unpredictable. Gravitational interactions on a cosmic scale can produce outcomes that seem impossible. And more importantly, this scenario reveals something deeper, something easy to forget. Earth is not isolated. It is part of a system. A delicate balance of forces, gravity, motion, distance. Change one variable and everything changes. The moon has always been a symbol of calm, a constant presence in the night sky. Silent, distant, beautiful, but in this story it becomes something else. A reminder that even the most familiar things in the universe can become catastrophic under the right conditions, that stability is not guaranteed, that our world exists in a fragile balance we barely understand. And if that balance were ever broken, the end would not come slowly. It would fall from the sky. But here's the real question. If something as stable as the moon's orbit could change, what else in our universe might be more fragile than it seems? And what would happen if the sun itself began to change next?